If you're not doing this one thing, you're going to kill your relationship. What is that one thing? I'm going to tell you, but first you have to understand this, that relationships require hard work. In fact, anything in life that's worth anything is going to require hard work. You have to accept this fact. I know it would be nice if relationships were just easy and puppy dogs and rainbows and all of that kind of stuff, but they have their difficulties. Hi, my name's Chuck Chapman, and I want to welcome you to this episode of This Will Change Your Life. In this podcast, I give you tips, ideas, and things that you can do to improve your life so that you can live your best life. Now, a couple years ago, I lived in a house, and I had a really nice front yard. I had a nice front yard because I would mow it, and I would tend to it, and I would weed it, and I would aerate it, and we had a sprinkler system, and it required work. Every week, I would go out there and I would mow the lawn and I would edge the lawn. Now, I had a neighbor across the street. That house was a rental property. And so that yard was full of weeds and the grass was really long and there was debris everywhere. We both had yards. My yard was a place that you would want to hang out in. His yard, not so much. And that's true with relationships as well. You can have a relationship and do absolutely nothing to it. And it'll probably grow weeds and grass is going to get tall and go to seed and you're going to have a lot of debris and you're probably not going to want to hang out in that relationship. Or you can do some work. You can mow and edge and plant and nurture that relationship and it will be a place that you want to hang out in. Here's something that I've learned, though, and this is what this episode is all about, that we have to have this one thing in order for our relationships to thrive, and that is this. We need to be co-creating a culture of gratitude and appreciation in our relationship. Co-creating a culture of gratitude and appreciation. Now, what do I mean by cultures? A culture, when you think about it, has traditions, it has celebrations. Tends to be this is appropriate, this isn't appropriate. For example, in Asian cultures, they bow, whereas in European cultures, we tend to shake hands. Christian cultures often celebrate Christmas, whereas Jewish cultures, they celebrate Hanukkah. So different cultures have different traditions, have different celebrations. When we're talking about creating a culture of gratitude and appreciation in our relationship, we also need to do that. We need to create celebrations and traditions that indicate our appreciation and our love and our gratitude for our partner. Gratitude and appreciation are like the sun and the water and the good soil for a garden that you need in order for the garden to grow and to thrive. So here are 5 things that you can do to start creating a culture of gratitude and appreciation within your relationship. Now, these things might feel a little bit awkward. That's because in your current culture, you don't have these things. If you were, again, in a European and an Asian culture and you bowed, that might feel a little uncomfortable at first, but that's just because it's not something you're used to. But the more you do it, the more you get used to it, the more it becomes a tradition within your culture. So number 1, write down 5 things that you appreciate about your partner. Just 5 things, write them down on a piece of paper, and then give that piece of paper to your partner. All right. Sounds simple. It's easy to do. Again, I get it if it sounds a little awkward because you're not used to doing that kind of thing. But trust me, as you practice these things and you make this part of your tradition, you will find that it becomes easier and easier to do. Number 2, what I want you to do right now is think about how your partner contributes and makes your relationship better. That may be as simple as when you're upset, they give you a hug. What I want you to do when this video is over is to go to your partner and tell them, I appreciate this about you. Whenever I'm upset, I can always count on you to give me a hug, and I appreciate that. Number 3, the next time your partner does something for you, just say thank you. Just say, hey, I appreciate that. An example is last night, my wife went to the store and she bought some contact solution for me. Now, I could have just not said anything, but because we develop a culture of gratitude and appreciation, I went out of my way to say thank you. Hey, honey, I appreciate that you went out of your way and you got me the contact solution, even though I didn't ask. You were thinking about me and I appreciate that. Number 4, tell your partner when you're proud of them. When they do something, even if it's the littlest thing that you know is hard for them, difficult for them, just let them know. I'm proud of you. Well done. These are just words, and they're feel awkward maybe at first, but I can tell you this, that it's a lot cheaper than divorce. Number 5, start celebrating your partner's successes. If there's anything that happens, just celebrate that. Celebrate the end of the week by making a special dinner. Celebrate your partner's work anniversary. Celebrate the fact that, they got a high score on a test that they were working on. Whatever it is, celebrate it. Celebrate it with food, celebrate it with joy, celebrate it with dancing. Yeah, I know it might feel weird, but trust me, once you start doing it, you'll get used to it. So these are just a few things, a few guidelines that you can use that you can start building this culture of appreciation. Why do you do this? Because toxicity can only exist in the absence of love. When we love our partner, when we appreciate them, when we tell them, well done, what we're doing is we are creating the cement or the water, the sunshine, the good soil that creates a good, lasting relationship. And if you want to have a good, lasting relationship, try these things. All right. I want to thank you for joining me today. And thank you so much so these are just a few things that you can do to create a culture of gratitude and appreciation. Why do we want to do this? Because toxicity can only exist in the absence of love. If you don't have love, if you don't have gratitude and appreciation, your relationship will start to wither and die over a period of time. The grass will grow, the weeds will grow, and it's just not going to be a place that you want to hang out in. So focus on creating a culture of gratitude and appreciation in your relationship. And I promise you, this will change your life.